Hi, I'm Paul Sandweiss, and we're sitting here at Sound Design Corporation, which is my little studio, my home away from home, and we basically do post-production for mostly awards shows, Academy Awards, Grammy Awards, American Music Awards. We just finished second season of American Idol. The thing about Idol that's pretty amazing is that the variety of tunes, the type of tunes. You can be doing a Whitney Houston ballad, a big ballad sound with Paul Jackson's playing a real soft, sweet patch, and then boom, the next guy comes out and he's doing a total rock tune, and Paulie's screaming, and Ricky's pulling the bass, and Teddy's beating on the drums, and Dave's up there playing guitar or second keyboards, and Herman's wailing. All these guys are playing so many different styles, and at the drop of the hat, trust me, these are the kind of musicians that if a singer walks in and they don't like the key, they just say, where do you want to go with it? And they just instantly, it goes there. They don't, they may pencil it in later, but they just drop it on you. If you want to go down or up, they just go. It's, boom, what do you want? Oh, you want to do it that way? Let's do it that way. 2, 3, 4, and off you go. I mean, that's how good the players are. You go in the morning, you figure this stuff out, and you're on that night doing it. So it comes at you pretty quick, especially in the early stages when you've got, 12 boys or 12 girls in a show. It's a lot of tunes. Flyovers, whatever it is, just different situations, and the monitoring is critical, because if you don't get it right, I mean, you can just kid yourself all day and make a great mix that may work in that room, but if it doesn't fly outside of that room, then only 2 of you are going to hear how great your mix was. Whenever I do a show, I leave with rehearsal tapes in my car. I make notes on the way home. Idol is the kind of show that you do it, you drive home, and your kids, you sit and watch it together. Monitoring is probably the most crucial thing you do, because you can EQ for days, but if you're EQing to a false conclusion, what's the point? About 4 or 5 years ago, I switched over to JBL, the LSR 28 series. We just recently, in the last year, probably updated everything to the 6300 series. Now that I've got my studio, I've got 5 rooms, I've got 3 flight pack systems. That's a lot of speakers, especially when you've outfitted the majority of those in 5.1. The main thing is the consistency of sound is real easy to deal with. I mean, I can go into a really bad environment and in a short amount of time get these dialed in pretty easily. The whole line of speakers works great for me. Not only does it get the job done, it sounds great while I'm doing it. If I got a client that comes in, they love the sound. It's got nice bottom, it's got nice high end, it's got very nice warm mid-range, and it doesn't fatigue me. I can sit and do this 12, 16 hours a day, which is what we do. At all levels, I just find a real smooth consistency going up and down the range. I don't get a lot of bumps in frequency response, which is important to me, because I want a speaker that works well with under low power conditions, medium and high power conditions. We've used a room mode correction on a number of installations, short-term installations where we're in and out in a few days. It gets us closer faster. The new 4300 series, I think, helps with a lot of that. The room mode correction does help in a lot of situations when you have to get in quick and get something done. It's very helpful. I have a post facility here with 5 rooms, and what I found was not only do I enjoy doing the post, it's nice to go back and get a second shot of the mix every now and then, but it really got me thinking more about how much I really love doing the live stuff. I love live. I mean, that's just once that gets in your system, it's just hard to. It's just fun. I mean, it's stressful and it's crazy, and you sit there with sweaty hands before a show. I'm sure a lot of guys don't. I do. I get sweaty hands. I don't like to shake anybody's hand before a show because my hands are sweaty. Now, once the show gets going and everything's great, it's fine. But I just find that doing the live stuff, I really, really enjoy doing it. And like I said, I do shows I want to do. So when I go in, I'm giving 150%. I'm a positive guy. I'm going in. I like the acts that are on the show. I like what the show's about. And I have a good time, and I just, it's a very fortunate position to be in life. I've worked with Jerry Lewis on his telethon for 20 years. His show alone, just working on a telethon, and here you get to go every year and work with a big band. I mean a big band with some cats that can play. So I love all that old style music, and I love big band stuff. So to go and do that, I mean, my foot is just tapping the whole time. It's a great job, and there's not many places where you can go and who can afford a big band anymore. I've been fortunate to go back and work with Sammy and Dean and Frank, and all those guys have, come back in the day, used to come through there, and everybody else you can imagine has been on that show of that era. I mean, to me, that's just a lot of American history that's it's gone, and it's still in my head. I love that stuff. You know, it's all about the performance. I'd rather hear a bad mix of a great artist than a great mix of a bad artist. I mean, it all comes down to the performance. And if we lose that, you know, we're really just in the background. And I think a lot of people just get a little too big in the britches about how good they are and what they're doing. You know, we're lucky to win awards. So I think if you're a young guy starting out, if you can, you know, just try to remain humble and appreciate the fact that you're getting to do what you do, because there's thousands and thousands of guys that would give anything to do the kind of gigs we do. You know, you got to put in the long hours. You've got to deal with the attitude sometimes and deal with artists' requests and things and work things out and go for the best sound and work with your artists, and you try and get them to perform as good as they can and just get the audio out of the equation. That's where the best performances come from, when there's no thought of, I can't hear my monitor, I can't hear the drummer, this guy can't hear that. If you get stuff right for your artist, they should be able to perform without issue. And if you get them on the right microphones, don't just use what somebody told you was good. Try a few different microphones. Just because somebody else is using that kick drum mic or that guitar mic or that vocal mic, it doesn't mean it's good. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try a few things. But, you know, in the end, make some good choices. The good engineer can work with any of it, but he knows the difference between them.